Somewhere on the internet right now, someone is lying to you about a world record. Maybe it's the guy who broke the record for the most push-ups in a minute. Maybe it's the video of the world's longest fingernails that's actually been edited. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Anyone can claim a world record. Almost nobody checks, and some people have made careers and small fortunes out of records that were never real. Today we're breaking down exactly how world records work, where they even came from, why fake ones are everywhere, how much money is actually on the line, and the scandals that record keepers wish you'd forget. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll never look at a record-breaking headline the same way again. On paper, a world record sounds simple. It's the best, biggest, fastest, or most extreme example of something that has ever been documented. But here's the part that surprises most people. There is no global government, no United Nations of records, no single official authority that decides what counts. Records are tracked by private companies and organizations, each with their own rules, their own judges, and their own definition of official. The entire concept didn't start with athletes chasing glory. It started with an argument about a bird at a dinner table in Ireland in the 1950s. The managing director of a major beer company got into a heated debate with friends over which European game bird was the fastest in flight. Nobody could prove it. No book existed to settle it. So he had an idea. Create a reference book packed with superlatives and facts, designed specifically to end arguments in pubs. It was meant to be a marketing giveaway. Instead, it became one of the best-selling books in publishing history. People stopped just reading about records. They started trying to set their own. Letters poured in from ordinary people claiming to be the tallest, the fastest, the strongest, or the most something in the world. What began as bar trivia turned into a full-blown cultural obsession, and an entire industry formed around verifying, disputing, and chasing these titles. So how do you actually get into an official record book today? It is nowhere near as easy as filming yourself and uploading it. Major record organizations typically require independent witnesses, calibrated measuring equipment, detailed written evidence, and sometimes a professional adjudicator physically present during the attempt. Some categories require months of paperwork before you're even approved to attempt the record in the first place. And if evidence is weak, blurry, or unverifiable, the claim gets rejected no matter how impressive it looks. Here's something most people don't know. Some record categories get discontinued entirely. If an attempt becomes too dangerous, too easy to fake, or too difficult to measure fairly, organizations will simply retire it. Extreme stunts involving serious injury risk, or joke categories that got out of hand, have quietly disappeared from the books over the years. Proof that even the record keepers know some limits shouldn't be pushed. But alongside this official, heavily regulated system, there's an entire parallel universe, unofficial records. These are records claimed on YouTube, TikTok, local news segments, or just word of mouth, with zero independent verification. Someone claims to have eaten the most hot dogs in 3 minutes. Someone else insists they did it faster. There's no referee, no rule book, no neutral judge. Just a phone camera and a bold caption. Social media turned unofficial records into a gold mine. A single viral clip claiming, "I just broke a world record," can rack up millions of views in 24 hours, verified or not. Many creators know full well their feat was never checked by anyone official, but they use the label anyway because the phrase itself does the marketing. The algorithm doesn't care if it's true. It only cares if people click. Now here's what you're really here for. Does breaking a world record actually pay? The honest answer is, rarely directly, but often indirectly, and sometimes indirectly in a very big way. Officially certified record holders usually do not receive prize money just for holding a title. There's no giant check waiting for you at the record office. What they get instead is something that, in today's economy, can be worth far more: attention. That attention converts into real money through sponsorships, brand deals, paid appearances, media interviews, and, for online creators, massive spikes in followers and ad revenue. A viral record attempt can transform a completely unknown person into a trending headline overnight. And headlines, shares, and follower counts are worth more to modern creators than almost any prize purse could be. That said, there are exceptions where real prize money is directly tied to breaking a record. Competitive eating contests, strongman competitions, and certain televised endurance challenges sometimes offer direct cash prizes, occasionally tens of thousands of dollars, specifically awarded for setting a new record during the event. But these are the minority. Most people chasing records are chasing exposure first, and a payday second, if at all. And this is exactly where things get messy. Wherever there's fame, followers, and money up for grabs, someone is going to try to cheat the system. The history of record breaking, official and unofficial, is loaded with hoaxes, doctored footage, and outright lies that fooled millions before anyone caught on. Some viral record videos have later been exposed as manipulated, footage sped up, clipped, or looped to hide mistakes or manufacture an impossible result. It usually takes a skeptical viewer slowing the clip down frame by frame to spot the trick. But by the time it's exposed, the video has already racked up millions of views, and the damage or the fame is already done. Other scandals aren't about faked footage at all. They're about disputed measurements. A tallest, longest, or heaviest claim can get challenged years later if someone questions how it was measured. Was the tool calibrated correctly? Was the surface level? Was the measurement taken under the right conditions? Titles that stood for years have been stripped after new evidence resurfaced and forced a re-review. Then there are the personal rivalries, competitors who publicly accuse each other of cheating just to knock one another out of the record books entirely. Some athletes and online creators have spent years locked in bitter public feuds, each insisting the other's record was staged or fraudulent, forcing organizations to dig back through old footage and, in some cases, reverse a decision that had stood for years. So why, despite all the fraud, the arguments, the disqualifications, and the sheer absurdity of some categories, do people keep chasing world records? Because at the core, it represents something deeply human. The drive to be the best at something, anything, even if that something is holding your breath underwater, stacking plastic cups at lightning speed, or growing a mustache longer than anyone else alive. Every single record, official or not, tells a tiny story about obsession, ambition, and the lengths people will go to for a moment of recognition. Some of those stories are inspiring, some are absurd, and some, as we've seen, are complete fabrications built purely for clicks. Knowing the difference is what separates an informed viewer from someone who just got fooled by a thumbnail. So the next time you see a headline screaming, "New World Record," stop and ask yourself, official or unofficial, verified or viral? Because one thing is certain, humans will never stop trying to be the fastest, tallest, strangest, or most extreme at something, real record books or not. If you want more record-breaking stories, hoaxes, and superlatives like this one, subscribe and stay tuned. Because trust me, this list never actually ends.